What's up, guys? It's your boy Keep It Real MMA. It's that time to make a video. It's UFC fight night. Well, I said it the wrong way around, but UFC fight night. I was going to say Tuivasa versus Ciryl, but it's Ciryl versus Tuivasa because Ciryl in the red corner, obviously. So, yeah, it's a very important fight in the heavyweight division. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. I'm going to go from the very bottom of the card of the prelims all the way up to the main card. I got on my computer here. I got my notes. And yeah, we're ready to just go for it. I'm assuming the opening fight was supposed to be William Gomez versus Jarno Aarons. But I'm assuming that fight got taken off. I'm not sure. Because the UFC website isn't showing them. Just in case that they are on there. I do have William Gomez by second round TKO. He is a prospect. There's been a lot invested into him. He has high potential. He has decent wins, and he's got he's only got about 3 losses, and like it's been a lot invested to him as a prospect. His debut was a tough fight, and he does tend to bounce back, and he has good finishing ability. And I just believe that it's going to be too much for Jarno Aarons, and I believe he will get a second round TKO. That's if the fight is on the card. I'm assuming he's been taken off, but just in case, I'll have to check on my bets. But if he is, then I got William Gomez by second round TKO over Jarno Aarons, okay? So, second fight on the card is Stephanie Yeager versus Aline Perez. I got Stephanie Yeager by unanimous decision. I got her by 30-27. A lot of people look at Stephanie Yeager as a stepping stone. To me, I don't think she's a stepping stone. I just think she's one of the toughest tests in the featherweight division. Well, not really the featherweight division. She's formerly a bantamweight, but you know what I mean. She's a good test for anybody. Like, she tests a lot of people, and she keeps them honest. Because don't forget, this is Aline Perez's this is her debut. And the thing is, right, like a lot of people like to doubt Stephanie Yeager. Like I said, they think of her as a stepping stone, but I just think she's more of a big test for most girls coming through. She has great grappling, and I know she lost to Mayano Bruno Silva, but at the same time, it was by armbar. But like at the same time, it's like I don't think Aline Perez, based off her regional fights, I don't think she has the necessary jiu-jitsu skills to submit Stephanie Yeager like that. So I'm going to go with Stephanie Yeager, just out-grappling her, making the fight boring. Just a typical women's fight, in my opinion. But yeah, I got Stephanie Yeager by 30-27 decision, unanimous decision. Pretty straight forward to me, but you know, it just depends like how you look at it. But yeah, anyway, I was just looking for my notes. Right. Next fight on the card is Khalid Taha versus Christian Quinones. They actually have odds for this one. Khalid Taha is a -305 favourite. Christian Quinones is a +255 underdog. I'm actually going to go with the underdog in Christian Quinones. I'm actually going to go by second round KO. I think he's going to flatline Khalid Taha. I think Taha is very, like, he has very questionable losses. Like, he lost to Sergey Morozov, who, you know, hasn't looked great as of recently. And the thing is, right, Christian Quinones is 16-3. He's a very good prospect, and I just think he's gonna flatline Khalid Taha in the second round. Like, he's not protected by the UFC by any means. He's not protected, and you know he's not protected because he's been put in there with very good guys. I'll have a look at his record now. Christian Quinones. Christian Quinones, MMA. We'll look at his record now, right? Problema is his nickname. But yeah, we'll look at his record. Right. He's been in there with the likes of, been in there with a 13-1 opponent of Eric Roano, Domi Matos, 20-7. Cancelled bout against Jamie Alvarez, but you know, it is what it is. A W over Long Zhao, who was 15-3, and now he's got, you know, Khalid Taha. His losses include Victor Hugo, Cristiano Souza, Jose Guadalupe Soto. So it's not terrible losses to have. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's not terrible losses to have, because at the end of the day, right, he hasn't been protected. He's a long-range fighter, and they're willing to chuck him in there with very good fighters. And I just think that Khalid Taha shouldn't be a -305 favourite, so I'm going to go with the underdog in Christian Quinones by second round KO. Next fight on the card doesn't have odds for some reason, you know, the UFC website's like by now. Next fight on the card is Benoit Saint-Denis versus Gabriel Miranda. I'm going to go with Benoit Saint-Denis. Hold on, I can never find my notes because I just want to make sure I get everything out. That's what I'm saying. But basically, I'm going to go with... wait, no, I'm not going with Benoit Saint-Denis. No. Why did I say that? I'm going with Gabriel Miranda by unanimous decision, 29-28. I don't know why the fuck I said Benoit Saint-Denis. But yeah, a lot of people are picking Benoit Saint-Denis, and I understand why. But Gabriel Miranda does train at MMA Masters. He has great cardio. And the problem with Benoit Saint-Denis is I just don't think that if he can't finish Gabriel Miranda in the first round, I don't think he has anything to give Gabriel Miranda. I really don't think he does. Because if Gabriel Miranda, he has a decent chin, and if he can take the first onslaught of Benoit Saint-Denis, I think Miranda has a great chance. It's more of a 50-50 fight. Like, I mean, he has great finishing ability, Benoit Saint-Denis, but the problem is, like, Gabriel Miranda has a very good way of surviving rounds, and if he can survive that first onslaught against Benoit Saint-Denis, I believe he'll take over in the second and third round and get a 29-28 decision. It's a 50-50 fight. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely right. It's like that AJ Fletcher fight versus Agner Lusa. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely right. What happens, happens. But I think logically, I'm trusting Gabriel's chin and survivability to survive the first round against Benoit Saint-Denis. I don't know why I said Benoit Saint-Denis for the dub. I don't know why. But yeah. I got Gabriel Miranda by 29-28 decision. I don't see Benoit Saint-Denis taking him out in the first round, especially with a chin like Gabriel Miranda. And he trains at MMA Masters, so he's going to have great cardio. He has great survivability. So that's how I see it going. But yeah. Next fight on the card's a very interesting one. Namasadine Imavov versus Joaquin Buckley. I have Joaquin Buckley winning by 29-28 unanimous decision or split decision. I'm going to say unanimous decision. Like, Namasadine Imavov, he builds into fights. He's very good. He has good cardio, and he has a great chin. But what he struggles against people with high athleticism. And you know who I'm on about, who he lost to. He lost to Phil Hawes. He couldn't get Phil Hawes out of there. Phil Hawes was too strong, too quick, and was too rangy for him, right? But Namasadine, well, not too rangy, sorry. He used his range too well. And that's what Namasadine Imavov struggles with, is very athletic guys that can dictate the range they want to dictate. So whether it's backing up or whether it's getting in close, like Joaquin Buckley does. Joaquin Buckley kind of does it like Mike Tyson, where he comes in, head bobbing, and he just lands shots like that. Like, he's very, very fast for his height and his weight. He's very big, and the way that he's so strong but so fast, that's why he gasses out, and that's why I got him winning by 29-28. I think he'll win the first 2 rounds. I think he'll clearly win the first, scrape the second, and just about survive the third to not get 10-8'd and win by 29-28. Like, I do rate Namasadine Imavov's loss to Phil Hawes, but the problem is like, he got completely out-grappled. And on top of getting completely out-grappled, he got outstruck and he couldn't do anything against the athleticism. Phil Hawes was too quick and too strong for him to do anything. And I think Joaquin Buckley is going to be the same way, except more of a striking base. I don't see Joaquin Buckley grappling. Joaquin Buckley was very new and green to the game when he came into the UFC. He came from Bellator, obviously. He's got 2 KO losses, but, you know, it flash happens. Like, let's be honest, he beats Alessio Di Chirico 9 times out of 10. Let's be real. That was a lucky... Well, it went a lucky head kick, but it doesn't happen again, in my opinion. So, yeah. It's a good fight for Joaquin Buckley. I'm going to go with him as the underdog. He's a plus 215 underdog. And Imavov's a minus 255 favorite, like I said. So, I'm going to go with the underdog in Joaquin Buckley. I just got him by unanimous decision, 29-28. I just think it's straightforward, in my opinion. But I could be completely wrong. It's MMA. But, yeah, it is what it is. Next fight on the card doesn't have odds. The fight after that doesn't have odds either, just letting you know. But yeah, the next fight on the card is Farazyam versus Mikhail Figlack. Right, I got Mikhail Figlack by unanimous decision, 30-27. Now, it's hard to say because, like, Farazyam is an interesting guy. even in his wins, he has he has a decent record, he has good wins, but the problem with him is that he never looks dominant, ever. I've never seen him look dominant in a win. He scrapes wins, scrapes decisions, or he comes back from behind. I just don't see him doing that against Mikhail Figlack. The way that Mikhail Figlack dictates himself, obviously he's a legendary Polish power, so he's very consistent in every round that he's in. He pushes the exact same pace. He's very consistent, and I think he can melt Farazyam in this fight. I just don't think Farazyam will be able to survive it, though, in a way. Like, in the way of, like, having a chance in the fight. I think he'll survive till the end of the 3 rounds. I think it'll be, like I said, unanimous decision, 30-27 for Mikhail Figlack. But Farazyam, I just think he's going to get dominated. I think it's just going to be not an easy night for Mikhail because he's coming over from Cage Warriors, but he's looked great in Cage Warriors at 5-round fights, 3-round fights. He has great cardio. He pushes the exact same pace, like I said. He's very consistent with his performances. He looks dominant in most of his wins. He doesn't look timid like Faraz. And he has good instincts, you know what I mean? And he's fought decent opponents, and he's 8-0. And, like, it's hard to say, but when you've got a guy that just doesn't look consistent against a guy that is consistent, you know what I'm going to pick. We keep it real over here. I keep it real. I'm going to go with Mikhail Figlack. 30-27 unanimous decision. Next fight on the card is Abbas Magomedov versus Dustin Stoltzfus. You know, Dustin Stoltzfus looks like fucking Tom Hardy. Is scary how much he looks like Tom. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Abbas Magomedov. I'm picking him by 30-27 unanimous decision. Dustin Stoltzfus is decent, and he's good as the fight goes on, but he has no finishing ability, no power, especially in the first round. And Abbas Magomedov does. And the thing with Dustin Stoltzfus is that he builds too late into the fight most of the time. The only time he didn't was against Dwight Grant, who was coming up a weight class. Abbas Magomedov can grapple too, so I don't see Dustin out-grappling him at all, and I just don't see him out-striking Abbas Magomedov. I think it's going to be quite a boring fight, but he is the better fighter. He's very tough too. He actually has a heart, unlike most Dagestanis. You know, he has a heart. Well, Dagestani's on the name. I don't know if he's actually from Dagestan, but he has a lot of heart. He has a strong chin, and he's very tough. And I just don't see him being worse or performing worse than Dustin Stoltzfus. I think he'll just cruise to 30-27 where Dustin can't really do anything. He'll be kind of like it'd be like, oh, slightly out striking him. Dustin tries to grapple, Abbas stops there, or maybe Abbas gets a takedown of his own, and it's one of those fights. So yeah, Abbas Magomedov by 30-27 decision. Next fight on the card is Charles Jourdain versus Nathaniel Wood. Charles Jourdain is a -135 favourite. Nathaniel Wood is a +115 underdog. Right. I'm going to go with Nathaniel Wood getting a split decision, 29-28. Now, this is the wildest pick on the card because Charles Jourdain should win this fight in a way. He has the experience of featherweight. He's bigger than Nathaniel Wood. He's rangier. You know what I mean? He's taller. Wait, I don't think he's rangier. Is he rangier? He's not rangier, right? No. They have the same reach and leg reach, actually. But he is 3 inches taller than Nathaniel Wood. And the thing is, though, Nathaniel Wood, I know he was against Charles Rosa, who's only just about above the cans. But the way I see this fight going is that like a lot of people try to downplay his performance, but he looked very good against Charles Rosa. And Charles Jourdain sometimes has these performances where he just doesn't look great against shorter guys sometimes. And the thing is, right, he got robbed against Shane Burgos. He definitely beat Shane Burgos. I can't believe that. He's definitely at ranked level, and I think Nathaniel Wood is also at that level. Like, he's smaller, but he's more technically sound than Charles Jourdain. He's smaller, but he's more technical, and he lands harder shots than Charles Jourdain. Charles Jourdain put down Dong Choi, and he put down a couple of other fighters, but I just don't see him putting down Nathaniel Wood. I think because Nathaniel Wood's not cutting as much weight as he went down to bantamweight, I think his chin will hold up very nicely. And I know he's in trouble against Charles Rosa, but I think that was just a one-off because he kind of fell. He went down, and it was just one of those situations where you notice it didn't happen in the second and third round. I think Nathaniel Wood will be a lot quicker. Not a lot quicker, but I think he'll be quicker than Charles Jourdain. And I think he'll find a way to pick pick at Charles Jourdain in a way where he'll land a leg kick and in and out, and I think you'll get a split decision where he just about scrapes it. It's a tough... I'm going with an underdog again, and I completely understand why Charles Jourdain is the favourite. He should be, but that's just how I feel. Not how I feel, but this is how I... Not how I feel. I'm not a fucking liberal, but yeah. It's not how I feel, sorry. It's how I logically see it going. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, it's how I logically see it going. I just see Nathaniel Wood being able to be quicker than Charles Jourdain. Charles Jourdain probably does have more power, but I think Nathaniel Wood will be able to take the shots more because he's not cutting as much weight. I think Nathaniel Wood will find a way. And I think he will just about outstrike Charles Jourdain. I don't see it being a grappling match, even though Charles Jourdain has good submission ability, good grappling. Nathaniel Wood has good grappling defense, and he's good at grappling himself. So I just don't see Charles Jourdain getting the win, but it's very possible. This is another 50-50 one. But yeah, moving up the card. Oh, all right, they've moved William Gomez versus Jano Aarons up there. Well, obviously, I said that as kind of the first fight on the card because I didn't know they got moved up to the main card. But there you go. You know, I went with William Gomez by second round TKO, I believe. See, these are what the notes are good for, so I remember what I picked them by. TKO second round, yeah. Because the thing is, right, most of the time, I only look at my notes, not to just talk about the fighter, because I know the fighters, it's just to remember what I picked them by. For some reason, I can remember who I picked, I remember how I see the fight going, but for some reason, I always forget what I picked them by. I don't know why. But yeah. Anyway. Right. Next fight on the card is John Mcdessey versus Nasser Haqparast. John Mcdessey is a plus 190 underdog. Nasser is a minus 225 favourite. I'm going to go with the favourite in Nasser Haqparast. I'm going to go with a unanimous decision, 29-28. He's only 27 years old, Nasser. He's only lost a high-level competition at lightweight like Bobby Green, like Dan Hooker, when he got outstruck by great strikers. I don't see John Mcdessey at his age actually pushing a high enough pace to beat Nasser, in my opinion, and I just don't see him out-grappling Nasser. I think Nasser has decent takedown defense, and I think he has enough of diversity and enough striking ability to just about outland John Mcdessey. I'll look at their stats in a minute now. Well, right now. Yeah, Nasser is 2 inches taller. He has a 4-inch reach advantage. He has a 2.5-inch leg reach advantage. So I just see Nasser being able to keep him at bay, and I just see him being able to use his chin to take the shots and land even harder on Mcdessey. I think you'll get a unanimous decision, 29-28. Don't forget, John Mcdessey's old as fuck now. He's 37-38. He's coming off a 1.5 year layoff. I think prime John Mcdessey would beat Nasser, but out of his prime, Nasser will find a way to dog it out for 29-28, in my opinion. I think he'll win the second and third round. So yeah, that's what I got. Next fight on the card also has odds, thank fuck. Alessio Di Chirico is a minus 120 favourite versus Roman Kopylov, which is and he's a plus 100 underdog. Now, I'm going to go with Roman Kopylov by third round TKO. Alessio Di Chirico lost to Zach Cummins. He has the win over Joaquin Buckley, which he was losing before the head kick. Joaquin Buckley beats him 9 times out of 10, like I said. I don't know how this is on the main card. I really don't know. But don't forget now, Alessio hasn't fought in over a year, and his last fight, he's coming off a KO loss to Al-Hassan. Yeah. Al-Hassan, yeah? Al-Hassan, yeah. He got head kick KO'd by Al-Hassan. I don't see Di Chirico like finding a way to beat Kopylov in terms of striking or wrestling. Kopylov is underrated. He's an experienced but young 31, and the difference is like he builds in the fights, and I just believe that in the third round he'll be able to melt Alessio enough to get a third round TKO. Alessio's going to be hesitant because, you know, he just got KO'd. He's coming out a year off of it as well. I just don't see a way Alessio winning this fight. I don't know why they got him as an underdog, so I get your money in right now on Roman Kopylov. I just see him getting dubbed by third round TKO and melting Alessio as the fight goes on. Next fight on the card is the co-main event, Robert Whitaker versus Marvin Vittori. Robert Whitaker is a minus 230 favourite. Marvin Vittori is a plus 195 underdog. Right, I actually just made a video on Robert Whitaker versus Marvin Vittori in a way of, I made a breakdown of Whitaker versus Gastelum, and if you catch my drift of that video, Gastelum and Vittori are teammates, and they fight the exact same way. Not the exact same way, but kind of the exact same way. They're boxing heavy guys that will press you and stay in your face and just keep throwing and have great cardio. Those type of styles is a perfect matchup for Robert Whitaker. Perfect matchup for Robert Whitaker. That's why he made Gastelum look so easy, because Whitaker's too fast, he's too loose on his feet, and he's too good at coming in and out, in and out. You know what I'm saying? And he's too quick, he's too defensively responsible, and he's too quick. And I believe it'll be the same thing for Marvin Vittori. I know Marvin Vittori is taller than Gastelum, but this is how you got to look at it, right? They're both 6 foot. Marvin Vittori only has half an inch reach, whereas Whitaker has longer legs by 2 inches. I just don't see Vittori doing anything to Whitaker. And that's just being honest. I just don't see it. Because the thing is, right, like, Vittori, he's tough, he has great cardio, and he's always game. But I just don't see the talent shining off of him. He has no talent. And that's not a knock on him, because if he had talent, he'd be champ right now. He would, because his work ethic is crazy. I just don't see him beating Robert Whitaker. He has a chance, don't get me wrong. But I got Robert Whitaker by 30-27 decision. Look at my video before this. Please watch it. Run up the views. Whitaker versus Gastelum breakdown. It's a 5-minute video breaking it down and showing how fast Robert Whitaker really is, and showing how defensively responsible he is and landing shots. Now, I don't see... The reason I'm saying 30-27 Whitaker is I just don't see him knocking Vittori out. Vittori probably has the best chin in the UFC pound for pound. Vittori is crazy. He's like a zombie, bro. He takes all of those shots. He has a block head. He just can't get KO'd. It's crazy. Even with liver shots, you just can't KO him. Paulo Costa literally wrapped a head kick all the way around the back of his head, and it barely hurt Vittori. It's crazy, his chin. So I just think that by the way that it's going, I just think that Robert Whitaker should be the champ right now. He's actually defending his belt against Vittori, because he beat Adesanya 3-2, but the judges rigged the scorecards for the African 49-46 like they did for Ngannou when Gane clearly beat him. But we'll get on to Gane defending his belt now, and the way that they rigged the 49-46 scorecard for Usman when he should have drew to Colby Covington. But it is what it is. But yeah, I got Robert Whitaker by 30-27 decision, and I believe the odds are correct. And yeah, I just think that this is going to be a breeze for Robert Whitaker, and my video before will explain why, and I'm explaining now. I think he's too quick, I think he's too technical, he's too talented, and his movement is going to be too much for Vittori, I believe. So yeah. Right, on to the main event of the evening. We've got Ciryl Gane versus Tai Tuivasa. Ciryl Gane's a minus 540 favourite. Tai Tuivasa's a plus 420 underdog. It's weird how Ciryl Gane is defending his heavyweight belt, and there's no belt on the line for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, I got Ciryl Gane by 4th round TKO. Yeah, 4th round TKO. I really wrote notes for them fighters, really, but yeah, I just don't see Tai Tuivasa being able to dictate anything against Ciryl Gane. Tai Tuivasa was happy to go to Derek Lewis and then allow Derek Lewis to land a couple of shots so he could land shots of his own. But against Ciryl Gane, you're not going to do that. Ciryl Gane is going to keep him at range, because people forget how big Ciryl Gane really is. Now, he weighed in at 247 last fight. Obviously, Tai Tuivasa was 265. 81-inch reach. Ciryl Gane has 75-inch of reach. Tai Tuivasa has leg reach. Ciryl Gane is bigger. Ciryl Gane is 6'4", Tai Tuivasa is 6'2". Now, Ciryl Gane is new to the game. He's only 10-1, but his striking is unbelievable. And obviously, Tai Tuivasa is not going to grapple with him. He's not going to show a submission threat, and he's not going to be able to outpoint him and outstrike. He knows he needs to get a knockout. And Ciryl Gane, I think he has a granite chin, because he got hit flush a couple of times by Ngannou, especially on the ground and pound. He ate them. Same with Derek Lewis, landed 1 or 2 flush shots on his chin. He ate them. So I think Ciryl Gane also has a good chin. And I just think Ciryl Gane, I just see him poking at Tai Tuivasa's body. But you've got to be careful with Tuivasa. He has big bone density because he's obviously got the Samoan genes, and he's very tough and he has a great chin himself. And the thing with Tuivasa is he's very good at landing his shots, and he's very quick. He's deceivingly quick. But I just see Ciryl Gane being quicker. I just see him being too light on his feet. He's literally like Stephen Thompson out there on how light he is on his feet. I don't see Ty being able to stick too many leg kicks at him before Ciryl Gane starts checking him. I just see him teeping to the body, teeping at him, you know, doing a couple of knee stomps, just keeping him at bay and just popping out the jab. And I just see Ty getting frustrated and then crashing in. I just see Ciryl Gane using the head movement, being defensively responsible, and just landing a lot of shots on the inside, a lot of hooks, uppercuts, allowing Tai Tuivasa to clinch up and not allowing him to get shots off. I just see Ciryl Gane being very defensively responsible and being very, very game. At the same time, allowing Tai Tuivasa to fight in the pocket, but being very smart about it. I just see Ciryl Gane poking at the body enough to actually TKO Tai Tuivasa in the 4th round. I see him, similar to how he finished Derek Lewis, I just see him poking out a teep kick, finally cracking Tai Tuivasa down. Tai Tuivasa going down, Ciryl Gane just landing ground and pound shot after shot until the ref is forced to pull him off and stop the fight. So yeah, I got Ciryl Gane by 4th round TKO. That's how I see the fight going. It's I think it's crazy, right? The card, that the co-main event and the main event are the most straightforward picks you can make. Crazy to me. But yeah, I got Ciryl Gane by 4th round TKO. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Like I said, please check my previous video. Please run it up like you're going to run this video up. So, you know, because you're good citizens. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody. If you're new, please like and subscribe. My TikTok is Keep It Real Edits. This is Keep It Real MMA. I appreciate you all watching, and I'm appreciative of you allowing the channel to grow. It's fun making these videos. So thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.